How's it going, everybody? Thanks for watching another video. Today we're going to talk about food poisoning and what you can do to ease the pain if you get it. Alright guys, as I tell you about my first 24 hours with food poisoning, I'm going to be mentioning a lot of items. So if you want to purchase any of these items, I'm going to leave links in the description. And the reason I'm doing that is if you live by yourself, there is no way you're going to be able to get out of the house to the store to purchase these things. You're going to be throwing up, tired, grouchy. The best thing to do is get ahead of the problem and make like a food poisoning kit. So check out those links in the description. Now let's get back to the barfing in the first 24 hours, right? So every 5 to 10 minutes, I literally am throwing up my brains. My lungs are coming out. My eyes are popping out of my head. And I knew I had a problem. But the first thing I wanted to make sure is that I monitored my temperature to make sure that I didn't have a fever. Because if you're throwing up that much, you got that much diarrhea going on, and you have a fever, there's no way you're going to be able to deal with all of that at the same time by yourself. Get to an ER, emergency room, hospital. You're going to need help with this. So fortunately for me, I was between 96 and 97 degrees. I was okay. But without this, you're not going to know if you're going to be safe. So the first most important thing is when you have food poisoning and you're throwing up that much, is get a good digital thermometer. Alright, you figured out you don't have a fever. The second most important thing is to make sure that you stay hydrated. You're going to be puking and pooping out diarrhea so much, you want to make sure that you have a lot of liquid in your body. So of course, if you have water, that's great. Sports drinks like Gatorade, I would prefer the G2, but this is what I had. I like the G2 because there's less sugar. Drink all of that stuff as you can. Maybe just sip on it so you don't have too much of it coming up as you lie down. If I had to choose and buy one, I would choose the Pedialyte Advanced Care or the Advanced Care Plus. And of course, if someone has an IV they can stab in you, that's the best. That's going to keep it nice and stable. So the second most important thing, make sure you stay hydrated. And on to number 3, you got to kind of keep your strength up a little bit. Make sure you at least eat a little bit of something. I did like a cup of rice with a little bit of chicken soup. You can do bread, crackers. If you can keep a banana down, a lot of good nutrients in the banana is going to help you out with the dehydration. The main thing is you try to eat just a little bit of something to keep you going. So number 3, eat something. And lastly, you're going to need a lot of rest. It takes a lot of energy to throw up 5 to 10 minutes for 24 hours. This is going to be difficult because every time I lie down, I felt sick. I noticed that when I kind of propped myself up and didn't lie totally flat, I felt a little bit better. So try not to lie totally flat so all that liquid doesn't come back up. Maybe at an angle, slanted on your side. Just don't try to sleep totally flat. And I slept pretty good. I slept for like maybe 5 to 6 hours, so I was well rested. So the last thing you got to do is make sure that you get a lot of sleep. Try not to lie flat, kind of come up at an angle or off to your side. Alright, now during your first 24 hours of Barf Fest, you're probably going to be asking yourself, is there something I can do to calm my stomach down and solve this nausea, and then maybe I wouldn't throw up so much? Well, for me, I didn't have these remedies around. I had to wait till the second day, but these might work. Now the first one, Pepto-Bismol, right? This puts a nice coating on your stomach. It's supposed to calm it down. Again, during the first half of the 24 hours, I don't know if you're going to be able to keep this down, but during the second half, it's probably going to do a lot of good. It did a lot of good for me on the second and the third day. Next up, apple cider vinegar. This is the one I found in the grocery store. This also has ginger and turmeric. Just a few tablespoons of this is going to do wonders. Fair warning, this tastes like a hippie's armpit, but I think it worked pretty good. And the last thing, ginger ale and bitters. Now, ginger ale by itself just kind of made me burp on the second and the third day, so I got all that gas out of me, and you can just feel like it's this warm, acidic burp that comes out. And the bitters in here also has a lot of herbs in it. That's supposed to help as well. If you're not too familiar with this, people use it to mix drinks like old fashions. I just had it around the house and I gave it a go, but you don't necessarily have to have the bitters. But something to help you burp and get all that gas up is going to help a lot. So are you going to be able to keep these down in the first 24 hours? I'm not too sure, but it's worth a try. Well, guys, I don't wish this on anybody. This was the worst experience I've ever had with food poisoning. Beforehand, I might get a little bit of poops, maybe a little bit of barf, but this was intense. A severe ab workout, lost a lot of liquid. I don't wish this pain on anybody in the world, but if you get it, hope this video helps. Guys, that's the ending of the video. Hope you found it useful. If you liked it, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Chemo365, please do. And remember, I'll catch you guys later.